Everything in the light get bright like heaven. 3 sevens. Yeah, and everything in the light get bright like heaven. 3 sevens. Yeah, and everything in the dark come to light. Get on my level. Think I'm finna stop going when I turn 27.
Options, once you become an investor, you got a little skin in the game and you start to understand the balance sheets. You need your fundamentals. That's first and foremost. No matter what you're doing in any of these four, you need fundamentals. That's first and foremost. But once you get good enough at it and you do enough educating yourself, you might want to start playing with options. Options is you have call options and you have put options. Call option is you saying that a stock price is going to go up, and a put option is you saying that a stock price is going to come down. You can make money going up or coming down. That's the one thing that I love about options. It's not just you losing out just because the price is going down.
Okay.
So once you get into the options game, start to understand. Me myself personally, I like technical analysis and I like fundamental analysis.
Okay.
Fundamental analysis is just basically, the do's and don'ts of good companies, what you would like to see on the balance sheet, and your technical analysis. That's more so your stock chart analysis. Once you get to understanding how the stock charts move, and me myself personally, I like to set up my indicators. Uh, an indicator is something that you put on your screen, on your stock chart screen, to help you notice other things like the MACD indicator. MACD indicator lets you know once a stock has gone up, as far as whether it's being bought or if it's coming down, whether it's being sold too much. They also have the RSI indicator. It's a relative strength indicator. It goes between the normal numbers with that is between 30 and 70, 70 being overbought and 30 being oversold. So you have indicators that also help you to understand and see, okay, the stock price is going to start to come down. Okay, it's about to go on a run. It's going up. Let me go ahead and get in before it goes, make my money. Even if it comes down, I can make my money on the way down with options.
Okay. So let me get my options question. So you put options play together, and how long does it take for you to get paid from that options? Say you, for example, you said in your options play that a certain stock is going to fall a little bit, or however it was set up. That
Mhm.
happened. How far from there do you get your get paid from that?
Well, that's the one thing with the options that are a little bit tricky. That's why I said once you have a little better understanding of the stock market itself, that's when you want to actually jump into options. You don't want to just jump and dive straight into options,
Right.
because option play can, let's say, like a stock, a regular stock like Apple.
Right.
If I say, I believe Apple right now is about 132, 133. If I say right now that Apple will go up to, let's say, 140. Now, if I own 100 shares of Apple, I will have that. What would that be? $7 profit times 100. That would be $700 a profit that stock has made me. Now, if I own an option, and the option itself is 100 shares into a contract. So if I own an option of that same Apple Play and it goes up those same $7, I can make 10 times that. And that's when you get the understanding that those options are just it's just a little bit, not even a little bit, it's just way spicier. Them options, you talking spicy.
Man, I see that. I see crazy potential. Crazy.
I want to actually answer your question because you asked me what date it had to, like what was the date period.
Yeah.
With options, you set your contract date to whichever. Some go weekly, some go monthly, some go every few months, depending on what company it is. But it'll go basically as long as the stock starts to go in the direction that you placed your bet on, pretty much saying that it will go. Like if I said it would go to 140, once it starts to go in the direction of 140, I'm already making money. It doesn't necessarily have to reach that full price. but I'm gaining the maximum value of my option contract if it actually does reach the price.
It's crazy. Man.
Yeah, and like if you had like people that had like option plays on GameStop, and that's what really happened. That's why they had to shut down the whole market basically for those companies was retail investors, regular people like you and I were becoming millionaires off of the stock.
Mm.
And because of the fact that not only were we becoming millionaires, but the billionaires and trillionaires were losing that much money as well. So, that's when it's a conflict of interest. They'll let us win just enough to where it ain't taken out of their pockets. So you got to
Yeah.
understand it's a tricky game.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Like I feel like that's why everything's a little bit more difficult because once you crack that $1 million, $2 million, you could take that money. You could say, okay, well now that I got this million, I'm gonna be in the area like if you're in Southern California, for example. One of the three biggest real estate areas is the Antelope Valley, Victorville, Apple Valley area, and then the Hemet area. So if you say I'm gonna take this money and now I'm in the the Antelope Valley, I'm gonna buy two houses out here. I'm gonna live off one house, live in the other one, and I ain't gotta play in y'all game no more. They don't want to do that because now you have control, now you have leverage. Now this other house went up, you can sell it, do whatever you want with it. You got control now. And the more people that have control, the less you could be manipulated because you'd be like, nah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to deal with y'all on this level. I got ownership. I got control. So, they would.
Absolutely. And it also shows you that there's another way. Don't get me wrong. When you're a business owner and you're owner of your own company, that is definitely ownership. But you can step into the stock market and become owner of a company as well with the same power. And don't let anybody tell you anything different. You are a business owner once you own stock in the company. You
Gotcha.
own that company. It might be a small piece, don't get me wrong, but you
But
are
it's ownership.
definitely an owner. Exactly. So it's like you have to understand, like you said, with the real estate and diversifying your portfolio, understanding that you want to be able to buy back your time, even if you are working for yourself, you want to be able to buy back your time and be able to do whatever it is that you want to actually do.
Right.
And no matter what, I just don't believe, and not to say that there's anything wrong with thinking this way, or because I once did, and I'm not too far removed from it myself, but I just don't believe that anybody else should have the power to tell me that I can't spend time with my kids and my
Mhm.
wife. So, you know what I'm saying? You have to buy back your 24 hours, man. And one of the ways that we could do that is by acquiring assets that become passive income. And these stocks, that could be another way. Like you said, real estate is definitely a way. You just pointed out that you can have one house paying for itself with another house.
Mm-hmm.
So that by itself, and like I said, if you have ownership in these companies with these stocks, some of them pay dividends. Some of them pay nice dividends, in fact. JP Morgan, Prudential, those are two great paying companies that are great companies as well. So it's just understanding that we all JP Morgan is like 150 right now. Prudential is creeping up on $100. That stock was just $60 a few months ago, and they pay you $4.40. Now they raised it, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's like $4.64 a year. So if you own enough of those, they paying your bills for you. Passive income, buying back your own time, understanding that you can do that. It don't take. You have to understand. They tell us it take money to make money because they know that it's hard for us to make it. It just takes to change your mindset. That's all.
It takes a mindset. That's it. That's all it really takes.
Check, living my life with no regrets. Ain't tryna impress. We finish it less. No feeling, no ceilings. Touching the sky, I fly over buildings. You searching with healing. The ground I'm tilling. I'm planting the seeds. I'm reaping the millions. Hard labor, yeah, I put in the work. They all